These all are the best games to play in 2026. I would like to represent you all about what best game is about, because my team will give you a lot of reason why these all games are worthy to play. So make sure you guys stay until the end of the list. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 11 Best Games to Play in 2026 Must Play for Android and iOS. You guys can support this channel by sending a super thanks, and our team will appreciate that. ALL Firing. Finally have been waiting for it for more than a few years already. Now we can enjoy the gameplay globally. Unfortunately, we'll find a little issues about it is not really optimized well. Especially the temperature of our device will increase significantly, and it will cause the game will not run in the maximum potential. I really hope the developer will make a few updates for it, so the player will easily enjoy the experience better. This game has a side-scrolling perspective, but we can also navigate and control the hero into 360 degrees. Also, jumping and dodge are available. The main concept is character team system, where the player will have a chance to change the hero whenever we want. Along the adventures, we should always solve the puzzle by seeking the answer around the environment area. It has a gacha system to obtain a character or a better quality of items. The game is set on the world that has a flame keeper that will face a dark lord. The game's combat mechanism is a hack and slash with a fast-paced combat level. Best new game RPG 2026 for mobile. Sea of Stars. This game is my favorite JRPG game on mobile that comes with a very aesthetic visual and great character design. It's just well-crafted design as a pixel art. Even for me, it looks so good in any enhancement. The game was released on Nintendo Switch platform before, but right now it's officially playable on mobile platform, and the control is really responsive. I'm sure the first impression you will get will blow your mind. The atmosphere and the visual looks like we played the next level of pixel art in AAA tier. The gameplay has an exploration concept, a lot of obstacle, puzzle, and mysteries that we need to solve to be able to open the new path and continue the main journey. The combat seems so dynamic as a turn-based game because we need to tap the screen on the right timing to block or to do an extra damage. The music background is really relaxing, it just well on representing the real JRPG vibes. This is the best new game mobile 2026. 72H Siege Conquest. This game is a very refreshing open world game that is still in development, but I have tried it several times in beta and I really love the gameplay. It's just Magnificent, but the one reason why I really want to enjoy it is because the game has a western character design. It just looks so different from any new game mobile nowadays, because most of the new game now comes with an anime style. The 72H Siege Conquest game came to break the trend and I will appreciate it. This game has an open world concept where the developer tries to combine the hack and slash RPG element with the survival game concept. But I see they got inspiration from the Monster Hunter game, because most of the enemies that we will face will have a huge size, even bigger than us. We should always collect some material for crafting needs. The gear, armor, and weapons are possible to create. Once you make the best gear, then I'm sure you will survive longer. We can build a home and any building to support the operation. Best new game mobile 2026. Monster Hunter Outlander. This game should be your best top list of your daily game. It has everything that you need to have, like the graphic, visual, and a great monster design that will give you a thrilling experience. We'll explore a huge world that is called Iceland. It's full of different kind of biomass with a different terrain of forest, jungle, realm, and swamp. There is no loading screen along the combat area, making the player will be able to enjoy a seamless world and keep looking a huge monster from a far view distance. The combat mechanism will let the player pick your own combat style based on the weapon that we are equipping on. The great sword, bow, longsword, dual blade, and heavy bow gun. All of the weapons will have its own characteristic to determine your playstyle. We'll have bodies that will help us to fight side by side. Absolutely best game to play in 2026 for Android and iOS. NTE Neverness to Everness, one of the most beautiful game ARPG on mobile. Even the game has an anime art style, but the gameplay seems so realistic. Can you imagine we'll have a live simulation base that looks so unreal? We can make a chaos to a random NPC, but once you do it too often, then we'll get surrounded by the police officer. Once we get caught, then we'll be arrested on a small island. I can't imagine this gameplay looks so real as the human behavior. We can explore the huge world just like a Genshin Impact, but the difference is notice, this game has more futuristic and more modern than Genshin. A lot of technology, sci-fi that's blend perfectly with the modern world just makes this game as a perfect combination, and even the attention to detail is magnificent, especially if we compare with any open world games nowadays. We will control 3 heroes as a team and we can switch to each other as a tag team combat system. With a real-time combat action will push the player to make a perfect dodge, parry, and also combination combos to deal a multiple damage bigger. I love how we can do so much thing without thinking any main reason. It just look like a sandbox space. Best new game RPGs games 2026 for Android and iOS. Crisis X. This is one of the best new game open world with a realistic visual. The developers are trying so hard to show what the attention to details look like. It has a real human indicator like hunger, thirst, and even if we need to maintain the sleeping hours, these indicators will keep your main heroes on top of his healthy meter. A lot of areas that we can explore like an abandoned city, bunker, and also forest. Some of the resources you will find around there. Our main enemy is a zombie and also some creatures that are infected by its virus. Using a different kind of weapon like a bow, gun, or a short sword, build your own base and keep upgrading your base to strengthen the base durability. Because the enemy will randomly come to force it. Sometimes I feel like playing a day on mobile version or the forest. Did you know these games? Where Winds Meet. This game is well on representing their own country and culture. It all telling us about the Chinese atmosphere and what the architecture looks like. It's kind of a hardcore gameplay where the combat level seems so high. So we need to always learn how the combat works and how the enemy's pattern move. Seriously, I love how the moveset we can do is like doing parkour to jump between the building, house, wall, and also anyway climbing and gliding is possible to do. Once you reach a certain level, then we can fly in the sky. The game's combat mechanism is a fast pace with an intense level. We should always try to block and parry to make a counter and defend your playstyle by picking the best weapon you like. Most of the players say this game is pretty much look like a combination of 3 different games that are pretty popular, which are Black Myth Wukong, Ghost of Tsushima, and also Naraka Blade Point. Surprisingly, this game is free to play. Gundam Supreme Battle. I'm a big fan of Gundam since I was a kid, and this game is always incredible to play, especially on console platform. Surprisingly, it's released on mobile, but the game is not available yet on the Play Store. We need to get it on Google. This Gundam game has a very good combat genre, which is an action, not a turn-based. I love how it has a 3D design and we can control the Gundam in a real time. Long range and also close range combat is an option. We can deal the enemy with the beam saber for the melee or shot the target with a gun, but the all area attack skill are available to use as well. Every Gundam unit will have their own statistic point that we need to learn and understand. Once we know it well, then everything will run amazingly. I love how the voiceover seems so realistic as well. PvP and PvE mode are available to clear to get more rewards through the storyline one. Blade Rite Rifles. This game did so much beta testing. It has a great combination of anime, hack and slash, and battle royale game base. We can play the game within 20 players in total, where the players should compete to each other to lead the competition and reach the number 1. Surely, we should survive and be the last man standing against all of the players in a real time. Even it has a battle royale system, but the game is focusing on the melee combat base. So the player will fighting in the close range combat. The game will run so fast, it's because the area is so small and the durability of each hero is kinda weak. As a player, we need to play more intense because the main action should be done in the right timing. Parrying, blocking, and also dodging are some action we need to do. It's full of the PvP content, so the response, reflex, and strategy will be the main concern. Best new game hack and slash for mobile 2026. Prime Rush. If you have a low to mid endpoint, surely this game will give you the best experience. It will run amazingly smoothly. You will never see any single laggy. This game gets a lot of players who are downloading this game. It's about more than 5 million players just within a few months since it launched. Surely it's a great indication of how the game works perfectly. The first impression I show, it looks like a Free Fire, but the gameplay and how the graphics are quite similar. The game will finish within a few minutes, it's because the player can easily get a weapon. So we all can play in a rush since we land on the ground. The gameplay is pretty easy to play because the aim assist will help you a lot to lock the target even from the further area. Limit Zero Breaker. This game will take the player's heart once it releases globally, because the game has a very authentic look and amazing visuals. The main gameplay is an action anime hack and slash game. It will be released on mobile and PC. It has a real-time combat battle, so every single action you do is really important to determine the result at the end. The break mode system will be activated once we reach a certain condition. The skill visualization looks so cinematic and dramatic. It has a fast pace with a stylish level, just look like the other popular anime game we know. Each of the heroes will have their own element power, and this is the interesting part. Making a combination element between the opposite element or the same element will create a different reaction. The extra damage will cause once it is successfully delivered.